on this question of corruption, Raila Odinga has constantly hit out at Kenya Kwanza, saying these guys don't even, you know, like they avoid the subject of corruption. What do you make of this statement by Musalia Mudavadi to senior officials that they should uphold integrity and accountability in the discharge of their duties? The other criticism, because he was talking about religious faiths have pronounced themselves very clearly on the need to lead a life that upholds humility, equity, probity, and justice. Raila Odinga has also accused the Kenya Kwanza government that has actually hit out at the church for allowing members of, rather the head of state and the other leaders in the Kenya Kwanza administration to use the pulpit to advance a political agenda.
One, walk the talk. That is political, walk talk on corruption. This is political talk. It actually means nothing. Because as a government, if you want to deal with the corruption, you know exactly what you do. You propose laws or regulations. You propose regulation to Parliament because maybe the laws actually do exist, it's just that we are not implementing them. So you can tighten the regulations that once you are mentioned adversely, you step out of office so that we investigate you. You make a commission of an act of corruption painful to the civil servants. That's what you do. You don't just talk, because talking is not going to add any value here. So they know what they need to do. And for me, I've argued that they need to move to amend Article 93. I think 93, either Section 3, something like that. Is
that with regard to exhausting appeal mechanisms?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because that's the one which is blocking the courts from actually blocking you from seeking office if you need to seek office.
All right, so you're saying empty talk.
So this one is, I didn't say it's empty, I said it's political talk. I said it is a political talk. Now the church, the church here in Kenya, I think Kenyans need to get used to it. These are businessmen and women, the church. The spiritualism in the Kenyan church is very literal. In fact, this is why I think the Asimi also did not intellectually penetrate in order when they were crafting the message against Ruto when Ruto was running. You don't go and tell the church that Ruto is corrupt or is like that. The church understands that. They understand that Jesus came for the corrupt. He didn't come for the clean people. So what you are saying, you are basically advising your opponent to the church. So the church can also say whatever it wants. I think they will never stop allowing politicians in the pulpit, because this is it's a commercial enterprise. In fact, personally, I don't have the power, but if you are to have the power, you probably have introduced taxation in the church, except the primary churches, Catholic, I believe Methodist, PCA, the churches which do the work of government. Those which have schools, hospitals, you know, there's churches here which actually do the work that the government is supposed to do. So I'll remove those from taxation, but I will tax any other, because look at the names they use. This is just business and nothing else. And as long as the churches are business, they will welcome politicians. They will allow the politicians to use the pulpit.
Prof, what names are you referring
to? But also, yeah, something in need to scare us.
Look at the names they use.
Something in need to scare us as a country also, because I attended some political rallies. And the way the politicians who are members of the church who are campaigning, they say, God asked me to run for this office. Then you ask those fellows, can then God be wrong? They say no. So once they tell you no, you can be sure they will give you your vote, regardless of what you are telling them or you will do or what you have done in the past. So, in my opinion, the church is actually becoming a danger to Kenya's democracy.
All right.
And people need to be brave enough to start contesting that. Because if we don't contest and we mix these two, we could have real challenges in the future. Because you see, what you learn in the church, most of it, you don't question. Because also it's not logical to do so. They will tell you the Israelis were in the desert for 40 years. The distance between Cairo and Tel Aviv is 617 kilometers, meaning these people are walking like 200 meters per day. You can't make that kind of calculation. You must accept that as how it is put. So we accept so many things. When we mix that with the politics, where we are supposed to question every pronouncement, then we will go into error. So we need to be very careful, and I think Kenyans need to realize there is a reason why the Constitution separated church and the state. Right. There's a good reason for that. Okay, I can see Raphael's body language is communicating to me that he would like to jump in there, but I will allow him to respond on the other side of this break. I believe it's Nietzsche who said religion is the opium of the masses? Yeah, yes, opium of the masses.